We drove 800 miles from Colorado up to Montana in just under 3 days in less than ideal conditions. We didn't want to live out on the road without our electrical system, shower, couch cushions, or flooring for much longer. We're Jordan and Megan, and we are converting our cargo trailer into a perpetual adventure machine. Previously on the Build series, the tour of our electrical system includes how it works, what it powers, and how we monitor it. This episode, we are at the beginning of the end. We are finally starting our final touches by sewing couch cushions, installing our waterproof vinyl plank flooring, and soldering the copper piping for our shower. We were grateful to arrive at Jordan's parents' house safely after a very snowy drive. Early November brought quite a bit of snow to central Montana. While Jordan was outside in the trailer planning and installing our electrical system, I stayed inside sewing our couch cushions. I started by measuring and tracing the length, width, and height of each cushion on the fabric. I took my time marking the measurements, making sure it was all ready to cut before I did so. I had to repeat this with all 4 cushions. We chose a 5-inch foam and outdoor upholstery fabric in hopes that it would hold up to daily living on the road with dogs. I used to sew quite a bit, making quilts and some clothes, but I've never upholstered furniture before. To make sewing the corner seams easier, I used basting tape on the edges. I used the same basting tape to place the zipper on the back of each cushion. Pretty much every time I used a sewing machine in the past, I've wanted to throw it out the window. Thankfully, my mother-in-law's sewing machine wasn't that frustrating, and making these cushions was actually a pretty good experience. Whenever we wanted a break, both Jordan and I would take the dogs out to explore a bit. It was good for us all to get some fresh mountain air, especially when it wasn't crazy cold outside.
Megan measured so well that the foam inside the cushion covers were a perfect fit. It took some wrestling to get them assembled.
It took me about 3 days to complete all 4 cushions.
We chose to have exposed copper pipe in the shower for aesthetics. We came up with a fun way to route the valves and soldered them all together. After soldering the pipe, we could install the shower head. We found one on sale that came with a normal shower head and a handheld wand.
What do you think, Allie? Should we hit the road? Should we go to Ohio? By the end of November, we were finally living on the road for real. We could taste the freedom as we started our drive towards the Midwest. We stayed our first night on BLM public land. We headed to Devil's Tower in Wyoming. Both of us had been there as kids and recalled very different experiences. It was fun comparing them and then getting to experience it all over again, but this time as an adult. We cruised over to Mount Rushmore. It sure was nice experiencing these places without crowds. By the time we had counted over 100 signs for Wall Drug, I think we had been in the truck a bit too long. We started acting a little goofy. But it was fun. We made it to my family's in Wisconsin just in time for Thanksgiving and our nephew's birthday.
Write it 3 times. Take it forward.
Right. He's like, oh, this is.
Have you wiped it?
This would be the first holiday season I got to spend with my family in years. It was so nice to be able to spend the time sledding,
First flake of snow is set to fall today. That Christmas is on its merry way.
making gingerbread houses,
For every single child,
decorating our trailer,
there's a gift on Santa's sleigh.
and the Christmas tree at my mom's.
The first flake of snow is set
The dogs helped Jordan chop up wood for the wood stove.
first snow this winter is promised for this day.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. After the holidays, we headed southeast through Chicago, Illinois to Columbus, Ohio to work on a project for our business. The company we were working with let us park in their shop for the remainder of the winter. While there, we planned to add the finishing touches to our build.
I found 250 square feet of used vinyl plank flooring on Facebook Marketplace for just $20. It was a little bit difficult to work with since they weren't super careful when they removed it, but we made it work. We only needed 90 square feet, so we had plenty.
We chose to use underlayment to make it quieter when you walk across it. It also added a slight bonus to our insulation. Installing vinyl plank flooring is pretty simple and straightforward. One thing you have to remember, especially in a mobile application, is leaving a gap around the perimeter to allow for expansion and contraction with temperature variations. We have heard stories of people installing this flooring at night without a gap, only to have it buckle and warp in the heat of the following day.
When we finished the living room, we let the dogs inspect the new floor. They were super happy to have more room to play and nap without stacks of flooring in their way. Just before leaving Colorado, I had attempted to stain our plywood walls and was very unhappy with it. Jordan would laugh every time I said it looked like someone vomited on the walls. I hated it, so I painted over it with the color Antique Leather from Home Depot. I painted some sections of 1/4-inch plywood to cover the bottom of the closet and under the wood stove with. I used the same color to paint the 1/4-inch round baseboards we installed after the floors were done. I love how it turned out. It took us 2, almost 3 evenings to complete our flooring. It was a small space, but the kitchen was a little more challenging. It took us a little longer to cut and measure the triangular shape of the V-nose. It really was amazing how a little bit of flooring and paint transformed the whole look of the inside of our traveling home. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, slap that like button. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. Come with us on our perpetual adventure as we finish building and travel throughout the country in our tiny home on wheels.